The audacity of you to give Wuthering Waves a 7 out of 10, while you give every HSR patch a 9 or higher. You are nothing but a Hoyo shill. My favorite part is the Hoyo people and their scores, along with seeing story was slow or needed more speed, but will sit through 8 to 12-hour story with little to no dynamic storytelling that's slow as shit. Also a gentle reminder that MrPokke here literally gave the last Wuthering Wave story quest a 9.1 out of 10, more than the current story patch of Honkai Star Rail.
What the f? So this is gonna be our raw thoughts on the Wuthering Waves 2.6 story playthrough. Unscripted, raw, no protection, no nothing. Just finished the whole thing, and here we are with our outstanding little post-story review, discussion, etc, etc. So in case you guys haven't seen the rating from our Dingamabob in our previous main story playthrough, it's gonna be a actual 7. It's actually gonna be a 7 out of 10, which is honestly crazy. And I don't mean this as like the 7 out of 10 meme. I think this is a very, very solid 7 out of 10. In fact, if not for the ending, this would have been a 6 out of 10. But the ending literally saved this by a whole ass point. So might even be 5.5 actually. Because the thing is, my personal expectations, right, as a Wuthering Wave tourist is that I don't really expect Wuthering Waves to be like super all into like the expositions as well as the dialogue, but so for pretty much the entire formula in like version 2, so all the way from like Rina Sita all the way towards, right, it's very action packed. It's so, to me as a player that played the story since like the disparity between version 1 and version 2 is that I expect version 2 to go a little bit more towards the booms. It's a little bit like when you're watching Jujutsu Kaisen, right? When you're watching solo leveling, right? All of a sudden, I got shifted into Vinland Saga Season 2. Doesn't mean Vinland Saga Season 2 is bad, but it's like, it's a pretty big change of pace compared to what I personally was a little bit more used to in the story setting for, let's just say, for example, for Luba's quest, for Card's quest, for before Card's quest, I can't remember, was it Brand's quest? Okay, to be fair, Brand's quest, I can't remember that much, right? But like for Card and Luba, these two, I think these two were like a lot more prominent, a lot more actions, a lot more, and for Vola's quest, absolutely right. Card, Luba, for Vola. But for this particular quest, I think the main issue really is, at the end of the day, majority of the... It's not like just a middle 7, honestly. Okay, you know like Uma Musume, there's like the front spurt, middle spurt, last spurt, and then like final spurt, right? So like the entire middle spurt of this entire race, for this race course, it's like I guess they wanted to go into the lore building for Augusta as well as Yuno's like involvement in the story. But I think it's just like why this particular phase, it was like a lot more like going back into a little bit similar to version 1. I'm not sure if you guys still remember version 1's one-way story, because the formula does remind me a lot. So you can see that from like the part where we played through Yingling, right? Yingling, Jiyan, Camellia, right? These units, they have a lot of flashbacks. They have a lot of flashbacks going back to their childhood, and they really went into the whole other dimension, and they started to see, oh, like for example for Changli, right? Changli is like, you met her mentor, she started playing chess, and you go back, and then for Jiyan, it's like her fallen brethren and everything, and then for like, so like, it does remind me a little bit back to the version 1 version, where it's not a bad thing, it's just that compared to what we've seen in version 2, for like your Carlotta, for everything, is a different change of pace. So I personally was not really like, because I was expecting watching JJK, right? I was expecting watching the Brain Rot, Murasaki, and everything just gonna fly all in, which has been pretty much delivered very nicely for a lot of portions in the version 2 of Anyways. But for this particular version on the MSQ, I think they might have stretched out a little bit too long for the lore pertaining to Augusta, as well as, I guess, in a sense, Yuno, right? I think Yuno is not that big. I think they're probably saving up the Yuno's lore story for like the second half. This patch is mainly focused on Augusta because guess what? We do have the the Augusta banner right now. So I think it makes a lot of sense for Augusta to be the main focus of this story. So was a little bit more of like a supporting cast. Towards the end, I'll talk about it a little bit more. And then I think the next version is, I'm guessing we're gonna go back and is gonna be getting a little bit more of an additional showcase, and then Augusta is gonna be taking a back seat, right? So speaking of so at the very end of the story, 3 main things happen. So one, everybody, I guess what's happening right now, everybody forgot who the hell is Like, her existence does not seem to be in anyone's minds anymore. If you guys watch ReZero, the Isekai ReZero, the Subaru and Rem, she literally got ramified. So that's one. 2, we saw the upcoming gun girl with absolutely insane thighs, abs and everything, and she was accompanied by Kha'Zix. I swear they are the same VA. Yo, Adder, play that clip when we just saw her for the first time. Okay, insert that clip over there. Oh, whoa! Holy shit! Oh my god, no! That is crazy angles, bruh! Bro, I swear that is literally Kha'Zix VA. He can literally just say change is good, and bro is gonna one-shot ADC, right? So everybody. And then one last thing is that at this point of time, we basically established that the next portion of the story is probably gonna be revolving around and then Augusta. We are the hero, right? Obviously, we are the hero of heroes, right? So you take a look at this, right? This right here. Yeah, that's me right there, right? So we have already established as we are the him of this universe, and the next step towards version 2.6 before you get into the Yasuo patch is going to be getting back. At least hopefully nobody forgets her anymore. Oh, one more thing is Christopher showed up, but I think this is a little bit more for the lore enjoyers, right? So bro is sort of like the Ligus, the agent of chaos, the contrast and everything. I know he turned the Tengen board into birds, which is lore reasons, but that was quite interesting. And then we'll see how the whole thing develops. If I had to go ahead and see this story back from the playthrough again, right? First of all, that very start of the portion where we initiated the hunt, right? There was a lot of like emphasis on the hunt on cleverness. Bro, that gave me hella Monster Hunter vibes. I'm not sure if you guys have ever played Monster Hunter. It was so similar to Monster Hunter. It's like we were basically tracking down this monster. They were like destructibles, and then eventually when we got him, bro literally chopped off bro's horn. So a lot of Monster Hunter vibes. So I enjoyed the hunt. The hunt was pretty fun. It was towards the end of the hunt when we start to try and get into the final scene. It is the Amphorius, Evernight, and Days thingy, where you touch the Elden Ring level statue, and it converts your current landscape from like the present into the past. I played this out first, so that is the exact same formula. Okay, that was where you start to see a little bit more of the development. You get to see like young Augusta talking to this other girl that she had, which apparently, spoilers. So like we talked through a lot about it. Okay, and with complete honesty, right, with complete transparency, I don't have ever felt sleepy playing Wuthering Waves since like version 1. This quest today, until the end where I like, oh my god, where we had to fucking fight 1v1 Augusta. Bro, I was struggling, bro. I was legit, I was like yawning every 5 seconds. I had to stand up in the middle of my stream. I had to do everything. And this is with gamers up, by the way. This is with gamers up using code Pokke or 10% all gamers up. And this is with 5 gamers up, 5 streaming. So like, holy shit, bro, that was honestly quite rough, right? Maybe it's a little bit of a time difference, because to be fair, right now it's gonna be almost 12 a.m. So I've been doing this quest for like, I think it's been like a good like 3 hours-ish for this and that. So yep, that was a little bit rough on that regard, right? Maybe if they trim down like what they are trying to establish, which is going back into like Augusta's past, instead of slamming like, I think that portion had like almost 1 hour. I think the entire portion, they could have just trimmed off like 75%, kept 25%, do the transformation thing like maybe like the rule of 3. Okay, do it once. Alright, do it once, and then afterwards you just get it over and done with, and then eventually you find the thingy that transforms back into the real world. And then once you transform back into the real world, okay, we're good. We're now gonna fight Mavega, she's gonna be the chosen one, and then we're gonna 1v1. That would be fine. But the thing is, we went back after talking to it's like there were 3 memories of the girl speaking in that zone. We left the zone. And then we went back into the zone 3 times on top of it. So it's like, oh, that was so afterwards, towards the end, where we go into the final part where we the part where we 1v1 Augusta. I want to give this a little bit more of it. Okay, when we 1v1 Augusta, bro, that was actually really fun. I don't think we've ever gone a 1v1 with a playable unit ever, right? Like, this was the first time it actually happened. Okay, I guess Carter but Carter did not have the whole unique modeling system for like Augusta, because she was still modeled like a hologram boss. But this is like she had her own rate bar at the bottom, and then like her movements also could dodge your moves. Like, she was almost as if she was like another playable unit from an enemy AI. I'm not sure if they are cooking something, but imagine. Wuthering Waves introduces 1v1 PVP, like a goddamn fighting game. Oh my fucking god. They introduced a 1v1 PvP, because I don't know why else would they have that system, right? It's a little bit, okay, I guess it's probably like 1% chance of it happening, because we technically have like Jane Doe from Xenon Zone Zero. She can also dodge her moves and all kinds of stuff, so it's not really new. But like that was very, very refreshing to see though. So like, I'm not sure if they're trying something crazy, but having a PvP system, I guess it's just for fun, right? Then you can use 3 of your units, they can use 3 of your units, you all can parry one another, dodge one another, and then eventually go to the next one. Oh, so in the future, when there's any meta discussions, when there's any like, oh my god, yeah, bro, exactly, like Elden Ring invasions. So in the middle of you picking mints in Wuthering Waves, boom, you get invaded by a giant that's caught there, and she fucking kills you and sits you on your face, right? So that would be pretty exceptional, right? Just like, literally just like Elden Ring. Because that is like one of the best ways you want to implement PvP in the open world, right? So in the future, if there's any like meta discussions, any tier list discussion, and I feel like having, okay, this is not even part of the story anymore, but like having these kind of like PvP environments, me personally, I think it lowers the toxicity of the entire community as a whole, because you don't direct it towards the others that don't play the game, right? You actually direct it within yourselves, which is why League is an excellent game, right? Because League is so goddamn busy, right? Playing with 1v9 animals, you would never really care ending outside of League. So if they actually add this within this game, then players can actually start focusing on, okay, what is meta? What is rotation? How do I improve the goddamn game? Then the player base as a whole can have a little bit more look forward to, instead of saying Genshin versus what every other day, right? So that is pretty much it to overall wrap up my very, very quick little summary as a Wuthering Wave tourist. Because it is a Wuthering Wave tourist. Trim out the fat in the middle. Ending was very nice. Looking forward to the next part. Who the hell is you know? Let me know what you guys in the comments below. Word of the day is going to be... Alright, wait. There was just one guy that I just really completely forgot. That guy. The Argentine looking guy. The blonde guy. Oh yeah, bro, I completely left out the story. Like he spawned in as like a handsome, like fruity little guy. And like he kind of just like disappeared towards the end. So interesting. Maybe it's a playable 4-star. Who knows, right? Okay, word of the day is gonna be fruity. Join this, join our picture for all of enemy YouTube component. Give us all the way. You see you guys. What are we thinking about it? Let me take a look over here. Alright, they could have made that section of the character story quest or some shit. Yeah, they could have made it a companion quest, because warriors actually do a companion quest, so that's gonna be very, very nice. He is gone. He became the bird. Yeah, alright, he tried to say something towards the end, and Yoshua may or may not escape it, because I was like so goddamn done. He's our videos is creator for creator. He made him a false protagonist. Okay, yep, yep, very nice. The Argentine looking guy forgot the memories. Too busy complaining about okay, and there it is. Exceptional. Wow, oh my god, I've been playing Wuthering for 3 hours, guys. That is crazy. Julius the guy and Trader Ivory said, apparently nobody in my chat even paid attention. So I was the only guy in my chat that was actually paying attention, because nobody has anything to say about the story. So we're just gonna wrap this over here. See you guys in the mention. Bye bye.